Well, we have a lot more info to cover regarding Gen 3 and everything that's dropped, so let's get into it. First and foremost, here is a picture of all the available 50 Gen 3 Pokemon. Some notable mentions is Shroomish, Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip come out of 5km eggs. Routes and Slakoth come out of 10km eggs. Down at 2K eggs, you see a Zigzagoon, Wurmple, Poochyena, Gulpin, Spoink, and Azurill come out of 2K eggs. That's very interesting. Also, Why Not does come out of 5K egg as well. I forgot about that one. There are actually a couple more. I'll go ahead and pull up the full chart. Make sure you pause it if you want to see it. But Seedot, Makuhita, Skitty, those are a couple other ones that have been found in eggs. And this information just got out like a couple hours ago. So before I started editing this video, I didn't know about it. But there you go. Here is the full egg chart for Gen 3. Which brings me to my next topic, Slacking. Slacking is, in theory, really powerful, but they gave it Yawn, and Yawn does 0 damage. All you can do with Slacking is use its charge moves. So although its stats are ridiculous and has a CP well over 4,000, its first move, its quick move, will not do any damage. You're just using Yawn to build up your energy. So it's a pretty sizable nerf. Slacking would be good to throw in gyms, maybe? I don't know. Slacking doesn't really have a use in the meta right now, so we will have to see how that plays out going forward, but it might just remain what it is now. Staying on the topic of powerful Pokemon is Gyarados. Gyarados now is the best water attacker in the game with Waterfall. Waterfall comes in with a DPS of 16.7 with Stab. It's ridiculous. Gyarados is finally king for the water-type Pokemon. Move along the side, Vaporeon. You're buffed to the extreme anyway. Vaporeon still needs a nerf. And Suicune doesn't have hidden power anymore. It has Snarl. So again, it lacks from a double water type moveset, which is just so sad because also it needs buffed. Suicune is supposed to be stronger than Vaporeon. I did a video on that earlier, so make sure you check that out. Now there are 2 weather effects that we didn't know what types belong to them. Now we have Cloudy, which does Fairy, Fighting, and Poison. And then the other one, Partly Cloudy, which does Normal and Rock. Those were the 5 missing types from the weather that we didn't know about. Now here's one thing that I'm already gonna, I guess, complain about, is the weather affects spawns way too much. Niantic said it wasn't going to. You would still be able to find other Pokemon. It affects spawns way too much. If you guys watched my last live stream, I found literally, no joke, probably 50 Ghastly because it was cloudy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge proponent of weather. I love the weather. It's by far one of the coolest aspects we have in the game. But when it affects 99.9% of your spawns, when it should only affect maybe 60 or 70, there's an issue. Because I don't want to go around catching poison Pokemon 24/7. And by the way, I had 0 fighting spawns. Fighting spawns are supposed to be increased. Another thing. Shiny Absol and Shiny Mawile have been found in the game from raids. My brother actually caught one. Props to him. So do those Absol raids, do those Mawile raids, because the shiny variants are achievable after defeating the raid. Absol is a tier 4 boss, and then Mawile is a tier 2 boss. I will definitely be doing some of those raids on the channel as the days go forward, so make sure you subscribe if you want to check that out, because I will probably do a Mawile guide and an Absol guide probably in the same video, so stay tuned. Now, this is a perfect example. I have this Bellsprout here, and it is affected by the weather, so let's go ahead and catch this Bellsprout. When you catch Pokemon, you get a Stardust bonus, right? Well, for a single tier Pokemon, first evolution stage I should say, you get 25 Stardust. Second evolution stage, you get 75, and third evolution stage, you get 125, on top of the regular bonuses you already get. Now, look at this Bellsprout. Its power up is 6,000 Stardust. You can catch Pokemon 5 levels higher in the wild than what you are now. So the maximum level now that you can find is level 35. And that's nice, because that means you can find powerful Pokemon. Their IVs can be higher, so that means less Stardust powering them up. So it saves us on Stardust. That's nice. And if you're level 20, you can find level 25 Pokemon. If you're level 28, you can find level 33 Pokemon. So not only will you be a more powerful trainer, it's going to save you on Stardust. And the fact that we can get a lot of Stardust, let's see if this is, look, that Bellsprout's really good. So the fact that you can save on Stardust is nice too. Not only can we build Stardust up, you can save it as well by finding more powerful Pokemon in the wild. So level 35 is the absolute max, and for raid bosses, they're 20, it's 25. Now, one thing that just literally recently happened is Ho-Oh, you might have saw, had a buff. His HP went back up to 212. Well, that was an accident, so now they nerfed it back to 193, I believe. Which is a shame, because the buff put Ho-Oh over 4,000 CP, as it rightfully should be. But, oh well, what can you do? I just don't know how Niantic kind of messed that up. It's rather strange. One thing that Niantic kind of snuck in there was a new hat. See the new hat? Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about the new hat. Whoops, wrong button. Okay. Look, there's a new hat in your hat shop, in your apparel section. New hat to celebrate Gen 3, and it's kind of gone under the radar, so I might be the first that you've heard of it, because who goes to look at the apparel to see if there's anything new? Nobody. So yeah, there's a new hat in the shop, and it's free. Go ahead and put it on, guys, and celebrate Gen 3. Okay, I briefly touched on this on a live stream, but let's talk about battle parties. Battle parties, you can now assign teams with names, and you can assign multiple of the same Pokemon. As you can see here, I've got, let's see, there's Zapdos in that one, Zapdos in that one, so you can assign multiple of the same Pokemon. And as you can see, my Tyranitar there, if they take damage in a battle, it's going to remain that way until you heal them. But what you can do with these battle parties is name them appropriately. Like, this is DPS. This is a straight DPS for me, although I'm going to have to change that Vaporeon to a Gyarados. Ho-Oh Raid there, Electric, Water. I made it kind of simple, to be honest. And what you do is, once you get into a raid, the raid automatically picks Pokemon for you, right? The automatic 6. All you have to do is swipe. Swipe left on your 6, and you will see your battle parties right here. So if you're doing a Ho-Oh raid, all I would do is swipe over twice. It would go to DPS, and then it will go to Ho-Oh raid, and I'm good to go. You don't have to tap anything. You don't have to confirm anything. All you have to do while you're in the raid lobby is just swipe over to your desired raid party. Pretty nice feature. Seriously, it's nice. So make a couple raid parties that are beneficial to you. Which do you use the most? DPS? Are you type specific? You know, create some good ones and experiment as well. And one last thing I want to cover is regionals. We have new regionals. I'll go ahead and pull up the map, courtesy of Pokemon Go Hub. Thank you, Pokemon Go Hub. You can see Zangoose and Plusle is on the western side of the world, while Seviper and Minun is on the right-hand side, the western side of the world. They are region exclusives, and it's kind of neat how they did this. Notice they left out Greenland. That's funny. But it's kind of neat how they do this, and I don't understand really the purpose of regionals at this point when they release them to everybody in different parts of the world during events. So Niantic, either take regionals out or put in more regionals. I mean, trust me, one day I want to travel, and a lot of people aspire to travel. I like the regional idea. Thanks for putting Zangoose in the Americas, though, because Zangoose is more powerful than Seviper. Haha. But now Minun and Plusle, they're away from each other. They're buddies, but that's okay. Still, pretty cool aspect that they did put regionals into the game. Well, that's it for right now, guys. That's all I got for you. I'm going to open up this video for Q&A. Ask your questions down below, and I will be doing a Q&A video coming up shortly, going over your guys' questions. So you'll be featured in the video. Ask your questions about anything Gen 3 related or the update down below. That's it with your boy Fitz City. I'm signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.